You know, this video is literally just going to be a one-shot thing, but during this time of international crisis, I don't think people realise how important it is and how easy it is to forget basic maintenance and just checking things on your vehicles. Now, whether you're using a tractor on a farm or a van for work or just a car to get to and from work, it's always a good idea to keep an eye on your levels of fluid, oil levels, coolant levels, windscreen washer level. And you know, some cars are different to check than others. This van is 5 years old, and check the oil on this particular van. That's the other thing, batteries, talk about that in a moment. On this particular van, you've got this yellow dipstick. You'll usually find they'll either be yellow, orange or black if it's a Mercedes, and they're all good. But just take it out on a flat level surface. Now on this has been sitting for a while. You can see the oil level is perfect. There's two marks, low and high, and it was just under. You can see it was just under the high mark, which is perfect. Oil change was done recently on this as well. So yeah, you'd ideally take the dipstick out, clean it off, and then dip it back in, and then take it out again. That's your reading. This has been sat for most of the day, and it's a flat surface. And if you are checking your oil, either check it when the engine is cold or hot, but don't do it cold one day and then hot the next day. Always do it the same. So if you come back from work, check it then, and then do the same thing when you come back from work, or check it before you go to work, before you started driving it when the engine's cold. The other thing is your coolant. There's no need to open this, but you can see the level here should be down to this line, which it is on this. And your windscreen washer fluid, which needs topping up. Now you can either buy this the foolish way or the smart way. If it says ready mixed and it's cheaper, you're being mugged off. Get the concentrate and then dilute it down. You know, and the way you do that is you just kind of if it's empty, I'd say that was enough, you know, and this is a 5 litre, that's enough, and the rest just fill up with water. That smells really nice, that one. And this one is rain repellent, so it'll help make your windscreen hydrophobic. The other thing is batteries. You know, a lot of people aren't using their cars at the moment, and they're just leaving their cars just sat there for, you know, it's now almost been 3 months, more 4 months since this has started, and people haven't used their cars. Go out and start your car, sit in it for 10 minutes on your phone, scroll through Instagram, Facebook or something. Start the car, make sure it runs, you know, let it warm up, get up to temperature, use the fans, use the air conditioning, and just sit there for 10, even 15 minutes with the engine running just to keep the battery maintained. Or get a battery maintainer, which is either a solar panel that has wires that go into the cigarette lighter that keeps the battery maintained, or if you've got a battery charger and a drive at home, then charge the battery out, or just run it, which is the simple thing to do. Use the car to go to the shop once, you know, if you don't normally, because when you're not using it, people don't realize, you know, batteries do die on a lot of cars because they're meant to be used often and people don't. So that's mainly coolant, windscreen washing fluid, which, you know, is important, but it's not as important. And the main thing is your oil. Check your oil. If your car does not have a dipstick, there will be an option in your settings. In an Audi, for example, you go into the car and you go down to servicing and checks, and then oil level. And you can see here oil level is okay, it's at the max. This car has no dipstick. You can buy one online and have it put in, but it's got one in the car, and you know, with modern cars they've got more sensors than they have mechanical parts, so you know, you're going to know if your oil level is low, but check it anyway, because just check it, so for your own peace of mind. The coolant level on this is up to the max line. You can see the minimum line is underneath there. It's up to the max, no need to open that. It's a nice color as well. Make sure it's a bright color and not dark and dingy, and if it is, get it changed and flushed. And windscreen washer fluid here, same thing again. I'm just putting enough in. Okay, that was already full. See, I check this maybe twice a week, which maybe is a bit overkill, but once a week or twice a month you should be checking all these things. And especially at a time now when people are not using their cars, you know, batteries are very important to keep maintained. And also, if you're somewhere where it's cold at the moment, make sure you run the car, because, you know, if you've got a country like Finland or something and you leave a car frozen for a while, you've got pipes splitting, stuff like that, you know. Keep things maintained and running. And if you're not using them, you can sit, you know, there's nothing against the law to sit in a car with it running for 15 minutes, especially at a time like this when you need to maintain stuff. That's all I've got.